Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lulwa Tech Designs. We are back with our final day of this project. I am not healthy enough. I almost wanted to abandon this project because for the past 3 days I've not been feeling well, but I think we still have to complete this project so that we can go to the next. I believe we are not left with a lot of things here. Basically, we are doing facading. Those are the key components that I promise you that we are going to learn here. Remember, we learned how to edit wall, edit floor, how to do extrusions, how to do sweep. We didn't really talk so much about sweep, but today we're going to dive deeper into sweep, and if we can get some extrusions and other modelings done here, and then we shall be good to go. The rest you can explore along the way. You should not leave your work the way mine is. So you try to also find your own style of designing. Now things like this, you realize such gutters are supposed to be covered up here with you can do a floor up here. So let's try and do that. When we come to our ground floor, which is here, we know that our gutter is here. So we can create for it a floor. We shall just come to our floor. First of all, we need to know the height of our gutters. So the gutter is sitting here. You can see the unconnected, which is 8.3. So we shall say our floor is starting from 8.3. However, you come to your architectural tab, you come to floors. I'll just choose the floor we did already create. I'm going to just use this one that we created. So I'll pick my lines. I will offset it a bit because I don't want it to sit exactly at the edges of our gutter. So I may offset like 10 millimeters outside. So you can even say 25. Let's do 25. So I'll pick the outer sides of the duct here. I'll do this, and then this. So the offset height should be 8,300, so that it sits on top of the duct up. So when you say okay, you come to your 3D, you see we have a duct covered. Let me see which one was that. Yeah, it is this one. You see that? So we have to click, and I think we need to increase the offset height maybe to 8.5, so that let me see if it is again setting too high. So from here we can just align. We go to our line tool. For you to get the line tool, you can just click on any wall, and then you come to this align. Then you can click the surface of this. Then you turn this around and also pick the surface so that it can sit exactly at the surface. Let me see what we have. Yeah, that's what we have. You see now it sits very well here. Just like that, we are going to do the same for this other duct. So you come to your ground floor. The duct is this one here. So we shall come to architecture. We go to our floor, then floor architecture. We are picking lines, and we're offsetting it we're offsetting 25. So we shall offset here, 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 and here. Of course, the height is 8.5 high, so that it sits exactly on top of the other gut. However, you realize the height of this duct is not the same as that one. So this one is too high. We're going to align it the way we did the other one. We shall come to align, and then we shall click on the surface of any of these walls, that one, then we turn it in a way that we can also pick the surface of our floor so that it sits exactly on top of that duct. So this is what we have. We have covered both ducts, because you know the use of a duct is to collect water from the gutters when it overrains, and the waters go to the manhole down. So that's what we have there. Let me save this work. You should always keep saving your work, otherwise you can lose your work anytime. So I want to turn this area into a curtain wall all the way up, even this one into a curtain wall all the way up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to try this wall and we see. So I'm going to come to this temporary hide and isolate. I will isolate this. So this part here, I want to turn it into a curtain wall. However, for you to turn this one into a curtain wall, remember you need to take off this window. Let me first reset it. We go back here. We need to know the distance so that we can be able to play around with this one well. So this window is in the first floor up, so we shall come to our first floor. Let me highlight the window so that we know which one is which. So it is this window here. It is this window. So we're going to see the distance from here to here so that we can know what we are dealing with. So from here to here, is it's 1.609. 1.609. So I'm going to delete this window. Then I'll come to my 3D. I'll isolate this wall. Now that we know that it's 1.639, no, I mean 1.609, we shall come to our split tool. We move from here. You go to 1.6, something around there. You split there. Then, of course, our windows, let me see how large our windows are. When you come to this floor and you click on a window, if you want to know the properties of your window, after clicking on the window, you come to edit type. When you come to edit type, you'll be able to see the height of the window, the width, all that. So now that we know that our window width is 2 meters, we shall leave a gap of 2 meters for this. So from here, we can let's pick this measurement tool. From here, we want 2 meters around here. So I'm going to pick my split tool, and then I'll start from here where I split the other one. So we shall come to here. You see that? Now here we shall split here at 2 meters. So now I can pick this wall. I come to the wall tab. I click on that drop down. I look for curtain wall empty. I'll click that. It turns this into a curtain wall. Now what we need to do is I'm going to create the curtain grids and the mullions. So I'll come to our architectural tab. We go to curtain grid here. Then I'll create grids here. I want vertical grids. I'll create one grid here. I'll create another grid here. You can first create a grid and then you do the measurement. For example, if I click on this, then I can change this to 400 so that it balances with this side, which is also 400. Something like that. Then I want more grids. So I'm going to create another one here. So we're going to pick mullion, we come to our mullion here, then we say all grids, we click on it so that it gives grids to all these sides. Then of course I also want this side as well, but for now we need to first go and do away with this window before we can change anything. But I feel I need more grid here, so I'll just click on grid. I'll come to this side, create a grid here, create another one here, create a grid here, create another one there. And then of course we shall go to our mullion, all grids, click on it again to create that. So now if we come to this temporary isolate and we reset it and go back, that's what we shall have up there. It looks like a window, though it's not a window. The reason why I'm changing this to curtain wall is because we also have a window here. So this room has a lot of windows, but of course this curtain wall will come all the way down here. So I will also change this side as a curtain wall. So we're going to isolate this downer part as well, isolate, and we shall come to our split, click on the wall, you come to split, the shortcut is SL. Remember this is 600, it was 1.609, but we went with the 1.6, and this side was 2 meters for the size of the window, so here 2 meters. And of course we are going to change this to a curtain wall. You just tap on the drop down, you come to curtain wall, which is the empty one. Then we can create our curtain grids. You come to architecture, you go to curtain grids, and then you start creating curtain grids. I remember we had this at 400. We also have another one here at 400. You click on this, change this to 400 so that it can balance with the other side. Then I remember we had another one up here. We had one at 500, I guess, 200. Then here 500, another one at 200. Then you come to your mullion, you go to architecture, you come to mullion, you go to all grid lines, you click on it. Then let's see what we have from up to down. Come here, you reset temporary height. That's what we have. However, they are not balancing because I don't know if we didn't do the measurements well, but they are not balancing. Let me come to our ground floor, have our curtain wall here. In the first floor, we have the curtain wall here. So now this one has to balance with this part here. If we just push this, let's see what we get. So let's come to our 3D and see what we have now that we have pushed it, and they look to be in the same line now. Sometimes you can do these things manually like this so that you achieve what you want to achieve. It's not a must that there's a unique way you can achieve certain things. Any way you can achieve something, you can try that and achieve it. So I'll do the same for this side. We also need to know the measurement from this side to this side. So we're going to save that. Then I'll come to ground floor. Let me first go to 3D and select the door, the window. Then I go to 3D, the window is here. So we're going to delete this window. Before we delete it, we need to know the distance from here to the window. The distance is 1.5. So we're going to delete this window since we know the distance. Then we click on the wall, click on this wall. We're going to isolate it. You isolate it. Then you come to your split 2. I remember it was 1.5. So here we shall come to 1.5. We look for 1.5. I can't see well now. I can't see well. I'm looking for 1.5. I don't know why this thing is not showing me my labels well. I can't see well. Let me go up and see if I can see from here. Here it's better. So we're looking for 1.5 here. Can split that. And of course, we know that our windows sit at 2 meters. So from here, we shall go to 2 meters. There. So we can split that. And then, of course, we change this to a curtain wall. You click on this drop down of walls. You come to curtain wall empty. You click that. You come to architecture. You go to curtain grids. Then I remember we had this at 400. This at 400, you come and click on this. You change this to 400 so that it balances with the other side. We are still on the curtain grids here. I remember this was at 500, another one at 200. Up here, 500, then another one at 200, something like that. And then we go to our mullion. Click on this. You come to mullion. You come to all grids. Then you click on that. Then we are good to go. So you can unhide it. So when you come and you see, this is what we have so far. So we shall need to also do the same for this part up here because it also has a window this side. So I'll delete this window as well. Then I'll isolate this wall. I'll come to my isolate. Then of course we are looking for our split. You have to click on the wall or you click on SL, split. Then we are splitting it at, I remember it is at 1.5. Then this one is supposed to be 2 meters wide. Then we select the wall we have created and we go to this drop down. We are looking for curtain wall empty. I'm seeing a switching wall type of family curtain wall. All dimensions reference to the side faces of the wall will be deleted. It's all right, we understand. So now from here, I'll go to my architecture. I'm looking for curtain grid. This was 400 there. This side 400. This side 500. Here 200. This 500. Here 200. But this one is not 400, so you change it to 400. Then you go to your mullion. You come to all grid lines. You click on it. You are good to go. So if we unhide it from here, that's what we have. Then if you click this, then you go to your first floor. You click on I want to see where they are not balanced. I can even do this and see what we have. Now if you do that, you realize this one is also pushing that one. That means you're pushing the whole wall. You're not simply pushing the curtain wall, you're pushing the whole wall. So now I don't understand why these distances are not matching as we expected. So let me undo until we get a clear pattern here. So I want to understand the distance. So when I come to my first floor, then I go to measurement. I come to this. I want to do measurements from this side to where am I measuring? I'm measuring from here, from this part to the curtain wall. It's 1.5. Let me do the same from the ground floor. So from here to here is 1.7. That means this one of the ground floor is not sitting where it is supposed to sit. So we are going to go to our ground floor, this wall here, this wall, we shall isolate it. Let's see. It's only isolating the curtain wall. Reset that. Want the whole of this component, because I'm going to select that, select this. I'm using control to select all of them. I'm going to isolate. So now I want to know exactly the distance. So I'm going to do my measurements from here. I want to measure from here to here. And this side, it appears as if it is sitting at 1.5. However, here you see that it is sitting at 1.7. So let me try and change it to 1.5 and see what we shall get. Let me try to unhide this. Now it has balanced, however, it has caused damage up here. I think now we are going to do what? We are going to try and balance this. Need to try and balance this. I'm going to isolate. I'm going to come to the first. I'll select this, I'll select this, I'll select this. Then I'll come to temporary. I'll isolate it. Now, let's get our measurements right. For this side, it's supposed to be from here to here. That's 2 meters. But then, let's see it from here. If it is 2 meters, this to here, 1.8. So we need 2 more meters before I even do that. I need to also measure for this side as well, for the first floor. It is from here to this side. This is 1.8. And then from here, it is 2 meters. So we are going to create what? We are going to reduce our curtain wall. We need to reduce it to 1.8. When you come to edit, let's see what we have here. Exterior. So we're going to edit profile from here. Now from the edit profile, we want to reduce this side. Want to reduce this side to, I'm seeing here 1.8. And then from the ground floor, it's also 1.8. So it's creating some bit of confusion. Let me see the ground floor here. Supposed to be 1.8. So that is 2 meters. So from this side, it is showing us that it is sitting at 2 meters. However, let me measure this whole curtain wall and see how large it is. It is 2 meters exactly. So now we try to move this. This is 2 meters. Let's try to offset it inside by 2. So I'll come to offset. I'll say we're offsetting it by 200. And then of course this side we're also offsetting it by 200. So now we are going to come to our line tool. We shall align this to this. We shall align that to that. We shall align this one to this. Align this one to this. Then we shall delete this part. Then we shall delete this part. Then we say OK. So we're going to delete those unnecessary elements and see what we have. Let's try and see. Let's come to reset and see what we have. Now it balances. However, this wall has been chopped here, and we can't leave this place blank like this. So this one is now easy to fix. You can now fix this. You can come to, let's say this is the first floor. You come to your first floor. It is this part that is sitting. This part that is sitting. So you can just drag your wall here. Let's see what we have. It's not coming. However, you can still fill this up. Now it has come. That's what we have. Come to the, okay, it is here. So now we can fill this up with the wall. You come to your wall, or you can click on this wall here. You say create similar. Then you just fill up this side, this part here, like that. Then we come to our 3D. We shall find that we have filled up this gap and it's no longer empty. However, you realize the mullions and the grids of this are not aligning. So we need to fix that so that our grids are aligning well. So I'll come to this curtain wall. I'll isolate it. Then of course we want this grid here. We can even we can remove the grids and start afresh, or break the joints, break our joints, or any stuff like that. So if we click that, we can say let's try. When you click on a grid and you try to delete it, will delete the grid. See that? You just click that, you delete, click, you delete, click, you delete. So you can delete these ones. And then you, sorry about that, I deleted the whole curtain wall. So we want to fix our curtain wall to our liking. I still remember the measurements for our grid lines. So we are going to adjust this according to that and see if we have solved our problem. Deleting this, deleting that, deleting this, deleting that. Going to delete this, and delete this, delete this, delete this, all this. So now I remember this side was sitting at 400. Then this side was also sitting at 400. We didn't have grid here. We had that. I guess basically this is what we had. Then I'll come to my mullion. I say all grid lines. I'll pick that. I'll temporary and hide this or isolate it. So now we have achieved that. This one is balancing. This side is balancing. Now we are good to go. The hassle is fixed. So that is how sometimes you try to handle these things. Then of course I want to create this side. I want to create something that will be able to cover, these glasses. I don't want to expose this side like this. So let's try an extrusion. I'll create an extrusion on all the surface here. So we come to our components, which is in that texture. You go to components, you model in place, you're looking for generic models, click OK, you rename OK. Then I'm picking extrusion, I'm setting my plane, I'm setting this, I'm setting actually, I don't want that plane. Let me pick a plane again. I want this one. So here I'll pick this, then I'll draw extrusion from here all the way to, from duct to duct, from duct to duct. So I'll click OK. The depth is 2.5. However, I think I want the depth of 150. 2.5 is a lot, so I'll finish modeling. That's what you have. You see, now we have our extrusion and it has covered all the windows and all the openings, even the curtain walls. Now we're going to start removing those things off the extrusion. So we click on our extrusion again. You say edit in place. Then you click on it again. You say edit extrusion. It will give us that. All we need to do is just create you click here, you create an opening for this. Create an opening for this all the way down. Create an opening for this all the way down here. Then you also do the same for all these other openings. For this window, we can do this. Creating. You can even use void extrusion to do this, but I love this way. You can have your own styles of designing, but of course it will always achieve the same result. Then I can do the same for this last one from here. All the way down like that. So we have unselected our openings. You just click OK and then finish. Now you can see we have our extrusion and we have our openings clear. Now when you come here, you can see there's this that is giving them protection, so the glasses and the openings are not directly on the surface of the walls, so they are a little bit hidden. That's what we wanted to achieve. And then of course you can play around with anything you want here. You can play around with a lot of things. So let's do some sweep for this side. Let's do some sweep for this side. So we're going to create a sweep here. Let me first come to my architecture. Then I go to model, components, model in place. I'm looking for generic models, something like that. And then OK. Instead of extrusion, this time we want a sweep. Then now we're going to pick a path. The path we want is this one. We shall click OK. Then we edit profile. We're on the left surface. And then we want that edge there to show for us. So from here, I'll pick this. I'll draw my sweep here. Let me see the measurement. We have, this is 20. The thickness is 20. Let's give it 25. Then here up there is 90. Let's give it 100. Like that. Then of course we want more sweep. I'm going to create another one here. Like that. Let's see what we have. This is, I think this one can be, let's say 50. Half of 100. And the distance here, this distance I feel is not enough. Let's say a distance of 100. so that they are clearly separated from each other. So this was 50. Again, this distance looks to be too much. 50. This was also 50. So now something like that, we can say okay and see what we have. So when we turn here, the colors are all looking the same though, but we can, if we want to see it clearly, we're going to change the colors of this design, especially the extrusion. I want to give this side, let's first go, we edit in place, then we click on it again. You come to material, which is this side, material by category. So here we want to give it a darker color. I don't know if I had created any dark colors here. Dark wall. Let's see what this one shows. Let's try this so that we can just separate. And then here you click finish model. Now you can see this one is a little bit darker, and our sweep is sitting up here with a brighter color. So this is how you can do your sweep and extrusions. I feel this side is suffocating, but of course we want to create here you're supposed to now create a splash apron so that water doesn't affect this area. There's something I'm going to do here. I'll click on my extrusion, I'll edit in place, I'll click on it again, I'll edit extrusion. I want to increase this, I want to offset this, I want to offset it upwards up to the first mullion, which is I think 500 high, up to here. Up to here. Then I'll do the same for this side. We can just offset 500. Come to this one, you take 500, it will take you up. But I want it to sit exactly here. So I'll delete this side. Oh, let me where are we? I have okay. I'm going to delete this one here. Then I'll come to my trim. To extend, I'll trim this and this. I'll also trim this and this. So I'll say okay and finish. Now we have some bit of wall down here that has covered our curtain wall, because the curtain wall can't really sit direct on the floor like that. It has to be a little bit, you need to give it some wall down there. So I don't know what you feel about this side, but that's what I really wanted to achieve for this side of our house. But still we can even create more designs for this curtain walls. You can also create something around them like a sweep. It goes all the way up, things like that. You keep experimenting and understanding how these things work. And I'm feeling okay with almost everything here. But of course, there's a lot of work to do. Now, we need to give this area railings, because we can't leave them like this. People can't just stay here without the railings. So we're going to put the railings here. For you to put that, you need to have the library. I think for me, I have the library. So I'll come to my first floor. We need to know where we're going to put the railings. So I'll come to architecture. I'll come to architecture. But of course, we are looking for components. And here we have railings actually. If you click on railings, it will just give you that generic railing. But I want my own railings. Let's see what we shall have with this generic model. You click here. I want railings from here up to here. And then I want a railing from here, goes all the way this side. I want a railing here, all the way here. So for now, let's stop there and see what we have. If I click OK, then I come to my 3D. You see, this is what we have. It has given us these railings. See that? I don't know if you like them, but that's what we have. So if you want to change these railings, you can click on it. You can pick a new host. And then for me now, when I come to edit, it's not, I can't load a family here. But of course, we can download the beta railing and we put it there. So I just wanted to show you that you can create these generic railings if you don't have a library for railings or any Revit component. So I'm going to delete this railing, and then I'll give my own railings. In the first floor, I'll come to components. I go to load family. I am looking for my railings. I think I have my railings in here. I come to Revit. I don't know if it is here. Let me. The problem with the library is it takes time for you to get what you want. You need to keep searching and searching until you find what you are looking for. Unless if you organize your libraries well, you'll be able to exactly know what you are looking for. It seems this SketchUp file has a libraries. So instead of doing that, I'm going to my SketchUp. I'll come to my browser. I'll go to this. I'll come to SketchUp. I have some railings here. I have this railing that I want to upload. So this will also help you to know how you can upload the SketchUp file to your project. So if I double click on this, it will of course open in SketchUp, because you see all these signs it is showing is the SketchUp sign. But we don't want to open it in SketchUp. We want to open it in Revit. So if I hold on it, drag, I drop here in my project, it will open. Let's see what we have. It will come here. Then of course, let me click that and see what we have. I don't understand what it's doing. It is here. So now let me first delete that. We're going to first create our generic railings. Then we try to fix that. SketchUp file later. Personally, I'm not a fan of SketchUp. A SketchUp files, because bringing them to Revit can always be a headache. But if you can be able to do that, you can download a lot of components from 3D warehouse. That's where you can get SketchUp files. So we're creating railings all over here. For railings, even if you don't connect them, it will still work, because these are separate components. And unlike walls where you have to make sure they intersect each other. So this one will come all the way here. So you realize I keep giving some space, because I believe there are pillars that are going to sit at these edges. So let's finish and see what we have. The railing must be a single connected, so we need to trim and extend. Trim this. I'm using my trim. We're extending this to this. We're extending this to this. This is connected. So let's look for another part that is not connected. This to this. This to that. So we have connected. We click OK. Then we come to our 3D. That's what we have. See, that top part is now covered with the railings everywhere. So this is what we have achieved so far. So for this railing, if I really want to change it, I'll change it a little bit later with a component that I may download from either SketchUp or Beam Objects. But still, you can achieve a lot with the generic, because when you are at the end of the day, when you are going to render this work, you'll be able to change some of the materials and all stuff like that. Of course, this side, I also want to create a curtain wall for this side. For this angle specifically, this and this, I feel I can create something nice here, because this is, I think, the face of our building. I don't know. Let me try and select this wall, I mean the door, and see. Yeah, this is the opening. This is the main door. The main door to our house. So this area must really look nice and beautiful. So I'll come to this wall, I'll isolate it, I'll give it a curtain wall. So I'll come and split it with the split tool, and splitting it at 3 meters. Then let me give here like just 1 meter. I think 200 is okay. 200. Did I say 1 meter? No, it can't be 1 meter here. So we are going to, after selecting the wall, you come to your curtain wall. But of course, we need to give we shall come to curtain wall. I'll do what I wanted to do with extrusion. We have selected our curtain wall. Then we are going to architecture. We are looking for curtain grid. We are creating curtain grids for this side, which is always 400. This side, which is always 400. This 400 is our own making. It's not the standard. You can do anything you want. This 400 is for my design, so that I have a uniform kind of design everywhere. So that's what we had for all the curtain walls. We are going to the mullion, all grids. Click on this. Then if we bring it back, we shall have that. But of course, I'm going to cover some bit of it. And then I also want this side to be a curtain wall actually. This wall here, this wall, I want it to be a curtain wall. So I will click on this to isolate it as well. We want it to sit like this so that we can see properly. We are going to split it. We shall split, let's say here 100. Because it is a small component, it's giving us hard life. Let's give that 140. I'm seeing here 100 is achievable. No, 140. Let's go with 140 there. So I'll click on this. I'll come to my wall. I look for curtain wall, empty. It's okay. Click on it. We go to architecture. We are going to give it a grid. We are giving a grid of 400 here. Of course, you realize that was not 400, so you just click on it. You write 400. Click on this. You write 400. Then you come to your grid again. I want a grid here. That's 500 plus 200. Another one here, 500 plus 200. Then we are looking for mullions. You come to architecture, mullions. You go to all grid lines. You click OK here. Then we try to bring it back to life. So that's what we have. But of course, we want to create something here. We're going to create something here. And what I wanted to create is actually going to affect these extrusions. It is going to affect these extrusions badly, really badly. For now, I'm going to hide these extrusions. I'll hide element. When you hide element, it will disappear. You can't see it, but it will be there in the project. So I'm going to create some extrusion here. So let's go to components, model in place. We're looking for generic models. Then okay, we want extrusion. I'm looking to set my plane. I'm picking this as my plane. I'll do this. So I'll create something here that will cover all the way to here. And then I want another one to cover here. Let me first do this, covering all the way here. Then I'll bring this out. Now I want, I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to draw a line from here all the way down. And then I'm going to, I want to create another thing here. So first of all, I want to delete this. Then I'll extend this to that top part. Then this line, of course, I will bring this to this. So I'll come to extreme. I'll bring this to this part. Then I'll bring this to this part. I guess you now understand what we are trying to achieve. I want to create a design around this curtain wall. When I click OK, and I want that thickness actually, that 2.5 thickness. Now let me just go with 1.5, which has been our thickness always. I'll say OK. So now you'll see that this is what we have. And I want this to come all the way to this side as well. So we're going to create a similar thing for this side. We come to extrusion, we go to components, we are going to model in place. We are looking for generic models. Click OK. OK. Then we are doing extrusions. We are picking a plane. And of course, we are picking, we can pick this wall. Let's look for a plane that can help us achieve what we want to achieve. So we're picking this. Then let's use this. Come here. You draw it all the way this side. Then I also draw another one here up to here. Then of course for now, let me try and see. I'll bring this towards this end. I'll bring this one towards this end. Let's see what we have there. So this one will go all the way to the end of this wall. And then of course this one will also go all the way to that wall there. Something like that. So if we click OK, OK, can't regenerate family, edit family. Why is it not generating? Finish model. Okay. Okay, let's first cancel. Yes. It has refused, but however, it can't really refuse forever. We go to architecture, you come to modeling, components, modeling, place, generic models. So this time I'm going to pick a plane. You realize sometimes when you pick the wrong plane, it can cause that. So I'm picking this extrusion surface as our plane. Then of course I'll create one from here. Create one here. Then I'll create another one here. Create another one here. And you see what it will tell us this time today. Finish. Now it has accepted. Now you realize it was just an issue of what? An issue of picking a plane. When you pick the wrong plane, that's how it will always disturb you. So you make sure you always pick the right plane. So I'm trying to really design the face of this house because this is what will invite people to the home. When they reach here, it's always the first thing they will see. So it has to look nice. So I'm going to create sweep for this extrusion here. Let me see the thickness of this extrusion. Because the other one was 2.5, you add it in place. When you click on it, yeah, it is 2.5 as well. Now we're going to create a sweep for it. So I'll come to architecture, I go to components, drop down model in place. I'll look for generic models. Then I want to do a sweep. Then I'll pick a path, and the path is the extrusion. I'll say OK. Then I'll edit profile. Of course, we're in the front, and we're going to that angle that will give us a good view. If you don't get your angles well, it will not work. So I'll pick this triangle, rectangle. So there, from here, I want the thickness to be, let's say 100. Oh, that's so huge. Let's say 10. 10. Why not 25? These are millimeters, going to be very small. Then this one, let's give it 50. So I'll say okay, okay, and finish. So when we come here, we shall have something there, but of course we want to change this to a darker color so that we can see. After holding onto it, click here, you add it in place, you pick it again, you come to categories. I remember we had the dark one here, we just say okay, apply. So we do the same for this side, add it in place, pick it, category, it picks what we have latest, we say okay and finish model. So now we want our sweep to go all the way around. So you just click on the sweep, say edit in place, click on the sweep again, come to edit sweep, you pick a path, then you pick 3D edges, you just now pick things here. See that? Just pick 3D edges all around. Like that, like that. Let's finish and see what we have. So more than one loop is not accepted. Continue. Now, since they don't accept more than one loop, I want to finish this thing all the way around and see what they will tell us. I'll see what excuse they will tell us again. So let's finish and see. More than one loop not allowed. We may be forced to create multiple sweeps for this area. So for now, let's first delete some and only leave the top part. I believe the top part will not refuse. Let me see that. So now this one has accepted. It goes like this all the way down. That means we can now create more sweep for this side and this. But even for before that, let me create for this inner part of the house. I believe you are liking this. You see that? Basically me, I think I love this part already. So we're going to do another sweep here. We come to architecture, we go to components, model in place, generic models. Okay, we're going with the sweep. We're picking a path, and the path is this one. We're saying okay. We're going to edit profile. We come to front. We are looking for that angle. Yes. So we're going to draw with this. I can't remember exactly the measurements we had for the other one, but it's good you should have the same measurements. I guess this was like 50. I don't know. 50 is max. I guess this was okay. Let's first leave 50, and then this for sure was 50. That one I can remember. But this, let's move it to this one and see what it gives us. That means it was 25. So we're going to say okay and finish model. So this is what we have here. And then we need to finish it up with the other sides. So you will click on this sweep, you say edit in place, you click on the sweep again, you edit sweep, then you say pick path, you say pick 3D edges. By picking this, picking this, picking that. I believe this one should work. Let's say okay. More than one loop. How come? Let's see if there's any part. this is the issue. This is the issue that is giving us trouble. So now this extrusion is sitting, this extrusion are not sitting exactly the same way. That's why this sweep is saying there are two loops. But you can pick this side, this one, then you trim this to this. We're going to fix that extrusion. And then if we click OK, it will be able to finish it. Now it is okay, but still we have to fix this extrusion. We are going to align them properly so that they don't give us such loops. So you come to your line, you pick this extrusion, you align it with this one. We are going to delete, of course it will affect our, let me see what we have. Yeah, now it is properly fixed. We don't have more loops there, and they are perfectly aligning now. So this side you can even create what? You can create a lighting system around here. So this is how you try to design, you model your house. I feel this entrance area is now beginning to give in, beginning to make sense, something like that, because it doesn't need to be really basic stuff around here. I have a feeling this thing is not making a lot of sense. It's not making a lot of sense at the front here. I don't know if you have seen that. We need, much as we need to create a support here, I'm going to push this thing inside. I'll push this one up so that it doesn't really disorganize our entrance. Then I'll push this one a little bit inside. I want it to sit here. Then I'll push this one a little bit inside. Something like that. I believe this is better. This is far much better than what we had. Of course, this one can't sit here. Going to bring it down like that. So it has to align with this surface. So I'm going to pick align tool, align this surface. Then you turn it and you align it with that so that it aligns perfectly. So when you escape, that's what you'll be having. So I feel this is much better than what we had because it was blocking this area. That means I can now delete. I don't know if I really need to keep this. Let's try and hide it and see. Hide element. Does it leave this door really blank? But I'm going to create something here. I think we can do this same thing for this side so that this side of our curtain wall is also properly designed. For this wall here, we can do this thing all the way like this, like this. Let's see if we can achieve that. Then I'll come to architecture. I go to components, model in place. I'm looking for generic models. I'll say okay. We're going with extrusion. We're setting a plane. We're setting it this side. Then we're using this to create our extrusion. From here, we want the extrusion to go all the way to this side. We want the extrusion to come here. We want another extrusion here. We're creating another extrusion here. I think I'll stop with it. Let's say around here. I don't know if I should bring it all the way to this. For now, let's bring it there, and now let it be there. I'll bring this one down there. So now we want to create a line from here, let's say all the way down, like that. And then of course we are going to our trim. We shall extend this to this. We shall extend this to this, something like that. And then this will connect with this. Let me delete something. So I'll delete this. Then I'll extend this with this, something like that. So we have done that. We can finish. Then we say okay. So we're going to give it this darker material that we had for extrusion. After selecting the extrusion, you say edit in place. Come to extrusion, you go to material. It will take us to the previously used material. We just say okay. We finish. Now it is here. I want to align it well with this other extrusion. I'll come to align. I'll pick the surface. Then I pick this. So those ones are perfectly aligned now. Then up here, they have to also be aligning. Of course, this one here, we shall be able to move it. This side, we shall say edit in place. Click on the sweep again. We say edit sweep. You say, when you click on this part here, the red part for X sweep, it will bring you this option of edit profile. When you click on edit profile, it will show that. But of course, from here, it will be very hard for you to know what you can do. So let's go back to do this well. When I say pick path, then it will give us this. See that? Instead of going to edit profile, we say pick path. Then I can just split. I can split this part here. Then I'll delete that axis. Or you can even drag. I think it didn't. So you can drag that. You say okay. When you finish, it will come to this part. It will no longer intersect or enter inside that area. I hope you did understand that. I just picked it. I selected my sweep. Say edit in place. Selected the sweep again. I say edit sweep. Instead of when you click this and you click on that red part, it will take you to edit profile. But instead of doing that, you come to pick path. It will give you this path. So you can play around with the path the way you want. So now we're going to do the same for this other extrusion that is covering our doors and this other curtain wall. So I'll come to my sweep, but I think this sweep can even go all the way this side. Let's try and see what we shall get. So I'll come to my sweep. I'll edit in place. Instead of creating a new sweep, I'll just select edit sweep. I'll say pick path, then pick 3D. I'll pick this, then I'll pick this. Let's finish and see what we can get. So it has accepted. You see that? Now we have this sweep going all the way. So we can do the same with this one. For now, we have to bring it outside because it has gone under this. So we shall say edit in place. You pick the sweep, edit sweep, pick path. Then we shall drag it outside. Need to drag it just to remain here. Then we shall say pick 3D edges. I'll pick this, then this. I'll just say okay and finish model. You see that? We now have our sweep from this side all the way to this side. Then I want to see if I can also take this sweep, this other one, if we can take it all the way to the other side. So we're going to select the interior sweep. We say edit in place. We select it again. We say edit sweep. Pick path. Pick 3D path. We shall select that and see. And this. I hope this time they will not say we have too many loops. Let's finish and see. Yeah, it has accepted. That means we are safe. Now we can do the same for this side. We shall say pick, not pick. We select our sweep, edit in place, pick, select it again, edit sweep, then pick path, pick 3D edges. I'll pick this 3D edge. Yeah, it's only that one. I'll finish it and finish the model. So that is the design we are having. If you see this sweep here of ours, it's a bit above the extrusion, but that's not what I want to have. I want the sweep to be, it has to align with the extrusion. So I'll click on this sweep. It's only the interior that is having that issue. Let me see this side. Now for us to achieve that, it will force us to do what? Create a different shape for this downer parts, because we have this one extending all the way. This down here, it is on the upper edge of the extrusion, and up there it is on the downer edge of the extrusion. So this will cause a lot of confusion for you to edit and achieve what you want. So for now, I think I'll leave it like that, and I want this side to come all the way like that. I want them to connect there, so that we don't have a gap inside there. So this is the front view of our house. Now I believe we have exhausted sweep, we have exhausted extrusion, we have talked about editing place, editing profile, so much more that we have learned in this project. And I must say, this is the final part of our project, and this is where we are going to stop with this project. I thank you so much for sticking with us up to this far, for coming all along. I believe you are much better than before, and we shall come back with more projects, and the rest will be an assignment for you to finish now modeling this house, because I have some parts here that are not worked on. So you can create anything you want and see how you have come the way, all the way. So I'm going to also try and see if I can create more designs for this side. So it's basically about now facading. That means you can try it on your own. Now you have known the basics of how to do it. The rest are yours now. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please make sure you subscribe to Lulua Tech Design, because we have more projects coming. You don't want to miss some of the amazing projects that we are going to bring for you. So from me to you, I'll really say see you again next time. Thank you so much.